One Step from Eden is a battle grid game released in 2020 by Thomas Moon Kang. I first picked it up as part of a Humble Bundle and was very impressed when I started playing. One Step from Eden is reminiscent of the Mega Man Battle Network games, another real time tactical RPG. The combat grid is divided into two sides, one for you and one for your opponent. You must balance your weapons, movement, and defenses in order to ensure victory. One Step from Eden puts a roguelike spin on the battle grid format and streamlines things for a more fast paced experience. It combines a mix of deck building and action combat. You expand your deck and abilities as you progress through the game's many zones and obstacles. One Step from Eden features an overworld map similar to games like Faster Than Light or Slay the Spire, and you can pick your desired path. There are enemies, shops, mini bosses, and treasures scattered along the way. After you defeat each level's rival, you can decide which world to go to next. There are several nature biomes featuring different terrain and enemies. As you gradually progress further and defeat more of the game's many bosses, you unlock new characters, abilities, and artifacts. One Step from Eden is very fast paced and easy to pick up. There are numerous different playstyles depending on your character, some with guns and swords, and others who set down turrets or deflect enemy attacks. You collect different weapons, defenses, and utility items as you press forward. One Step from Eden has many interesting types of abilities that can interact with the grid. Some create hazards or destroy squares temporarily, hindering your movement options. There are allies to save who may appear on the opposing side of the grid. You have to be careful not to harm them. There are also bombs and natural features that can throw a wrench into your plans. You can knock back enemies or pin them in place for a short time. One Step from Eden is a little more dynamic than I'm used to. You have to plan your strategy thoughtfully and on the fly. The game has a good ebb and flow of rapid fire combat and tactical decision making. It has enough in common with turn based games that it is easy for me to enjoy. Another nice feature of One Step from Eden is that you can wait and practice your new skills before moving on to the next level. You can practice your attack spacing or juggling shield potions. Like many roguelikes, some combinations of abilities feel very overpowered, and once you properly set up, you can begin to cruise through a run. It is a very satisfying feeling when you suddenly make rapid progress. The starting character has a powerful revival ability which can help you survive when you're still learning about the game. Some of the later characters are complicated and require a high level of mechanical technique. There are unlockable cosmetic outfits, which are a nice touch, as well as alternate forms or kits for existing characters. The many end of stage bosses appear in a different order each time, and the dialogue interactions change depending on what character you are playing as and which rivals you face. You can choose to spare your rivals or finish them off. Because of the variety and how fast the game is, there is a lot of replay value. You can also unlock these bosses as playable characters. One Step from Eden has excellent pixel style graphics and animation, and the music and sound design complement the game well. There is even a co op mode where you can play through the game with a friend. You both fight in combat with the same character and share health, money, and upgrades. If you prefer competition over cooperation, there is also a PvP or player versus player mode. You can fight against another human and really push combat to its limits. The kits are slightly altered for balancing. Both co-op and PvP further push the game's replayability and skill ceiling, and are a great addition considering the battle grid style gameplay. One Step from Eden is an excellent experience and a nice homage to the Battle Network games. Considering it comes from an independent developer, it is a very impressive game overall. Thanks for listening and happy playing.